Oh, the buzzing of the sound of drone is really interesting if you listen to the sound of it. Of course, we're going to start this episode with a flight of drone, and as you can see, we're not actually capturing anything with this drone. This is just to tell us that this technology still exists, and it is one of the leading technologies out there in the world. And when you talk about creativity, this is one of a kind. We've talked about how drone can be used to deliver goods and services. We've talked about how it can be used in the world of creativity. There are so much more that drone can do, and of course, even in the militarization, drone is used. Not that kind of drone that you have in mind. Actually, this is a small, compact drone that really can be used indoor and outdoor, and there's so much more that you can get from this technology. Well, today we're not really talking about the technical aspect of this device. We're simply talking about one specific brand that is leading in the world of drone production. Of course, if you check the product that you have in your hand, you discover that it is actually DJI. So when we talk about this technology, DJI seems to take the leading role in the production of drones. And trust me, I'm not paid to actually advertise DJI this time around, but the fact is there, DJI seems to be the leading producer of drones out there. And I'm not taking away the fact that there are other brands out there who are, that are actually doing fantastic jobs there, but hey, DJI is the king. So today we want to talk about the mess, I would say, that the brand seems to get caught up in the last few days, and that is talking about the challenge that is coming from the United States, having listing DJI among the companies that are they are probing some list of companies out there, and DJI is also among the list. And trust me, DJI found itself on the US Department of Defense official blacklist for seemingly having close ties to China's military. The tech giant has since denounced those allegations, stressing it will formally challenge its inclusion on the list. And now, the world's largest consumer drone maker has released another detailed statement on the matter, explaining how it cannot influence how its products are used once they leave the company's compound. Of course, there are people out there, once they obtain maybe any series of DJI, be it Mavic Air Pro, DJI Phantom 4, Phantom 3, the list. And then I think there's PVC or something like that has been released. And of course, recently DJI released Mavic Air 3 Cinema. Well, we're not here today to talk about that specific product. Yeah, it is true. This technology is making the world better, as some professions out there are finding it very useful. Of course, if you talk about television, documentary production, it can be used to take area shots, better eye view, establishment shots, panoramic shots, and so on and so forth. And the delivery company out there actually making use of drone also to deliver some goods and some products out there. And in the time of pandemic, talking about coronavirus, drones were used to deliver medicine to some people that cannot be reached due to the social distancing and the rest of it. So the company said they have never designed or manufactured military grade equipment. They have never marketed or sold their product for combat use in any country, and they take active steps to try to keep their drones from being modified for use as weapons. They also said they have followed this principle for their entire existence, and they are emphasizing them again in light of recent developments. Of course, if you look at the one that I'm holding in my hand, this is a mini DJI Mini SE combo. It's so small you can even swallow it. Well, I'm kidding, but this is so small that you can send it to a far distance to actually spy on some people out there, and the the security are not finding it funny, because this device can actually be used to spy on some people, or maybe to spy on government agencies, or maybe military apparatus and the rest of it. So even the military the military are actually using this device to in the period of war, talk about Russia-Ukraine war. Drones are being used to spy on the opponents, and the warring side are actually taking advantage of this, because there are some devices out there that are so small and you can use them to check on what people are doing. So on October 5, 2022, the United States Department of Defense released an update to a list titled Entities Identified as Chinese Military Companies Operating in the United States in accordance with Section 1260H of the William M. in brackets, Mark Thornberry National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021, Public Law 116 to 283. This document includes the names of 59 companies of Chinese origin, one of which is DJI. So DJI actually holds their ground, claiming and opposing this decision by the U.S. Defense Department, enlisting them among the Chinese company. Of course, there's no denying the fact that DJI is a Chinese company, no doubt about that. But this product is being produced in different part of the world, and specifically, the product is, according to DJI, it's not used for any militarization. And there are some rules, even if you are about to fly the drone, that would indicate that you are not authorized to actually fly your device in this specific location. Like for instance, if you are close to airports, and these are one of the rules of the DJI, that if you want to fly it, in fact the device will not even take off in the first instance. So there are some circumstances that if you want to fly it in some areas, DJI, the device, especially with the application, especially DJI Fly, will tell you you cannot fly in this specific area, and is also going to warn you that if you fly it, you would take responsibility of whatever happens to your device. So these are precautionary measures put in place by DJI companies to really key into countries' law, guidelines and rules. So DJI said, and I am quoting them right now, "We are also aware of various reports of our drones being modified with attachments that can carry weapons on them. We need to point out we cannot influence how our drones are being used once they leave our control. More importantly, we have never enabled these uses or knowingly allowed modifications to weaponize our products. We take regulatory compliance very seriously and have emphasized to our distribution network that they must block any sale or maintenance to customers that may try to use our drones to cause harm. As part of DJI's founding principles, we have never pursued any research or development into technology that could cause harm. Unlike other drone companies, we have never adapted our products or pursued business opportunities for combat operations." So moving on, DJI says across the world it does not market or sell their product for combat operation, and that they do not provide after-sales services for products identified as being used for combat purposes. They have equally unequivocally opposed attempts to attach weapons to their products and have refused to customize or enable modification that will enable their product for active combat use. And furthermore, DJI says their distributors, resellers, and other business partners certify they will not sell DJI products to customers who clearly plan to use them for combat purposes or help modify their products to be used for combat operations. They understand, according to them, that they will terminate their business relationship if they cannot adhere to this commitment. So it is important for DJI to be uniquely clear about how they believe drone technology should not be used, because they have always been clear about how it should be used. They have never approved or enabled any use of their products to cause harm. This is the ethical standard we always have and always we stand by. So this is coming from DJI, and that is the world leading drone producer out there, issuing a disclaim denouncing the allegation from the U.S. Defense Department that they are actually working for Chinese or with Chinese to produce armaments, especially with the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Of course, there has been some feuds between US and China, politically, economically, and militarily. And this time around, if US is coming up with a list, putting a specific company, on that list, that goes a long way, and that can really affect the business activities of that particular company. And DJI, for that matter, would never accept such a challenge or such allegation in the face of world economic downturn. So this is what we are talking about today. DJI is holding its feet on the ground, solidly disclaiming the allegation from US, and that they are not actually working with any military in China. So, well, this is what we have to talk about. There is something coming out from the world of technology that you have to catch up with. Join me as I take you out there to try out this device to see how beautiful the world of drone is, and we'll be right back in the studio. Well, thank you so very much. Thank you for your time. We hope you've learned one or two things for drone operators out there or drone owners out there. That is the word. Take caution seriously. Do not violate any rules or any laws of any areas that you are going to be using your drone. Never use your drone to spy on anyone, and if you are not permitted or authorized to fly your drone in a specific area, do not do it. I've seen cases where a drone is being flied, and you know, I don't know, maybe some military personnel, you know, just decided to shoot it down. So that might happen to you if you do not take precaution seriously. So this is how far we can go on today's episode of Money and Technology. I remain Ajara Ahmed Tijani. I would be back next week with yet another fresh edition and fresh information going on in the world of tech. Enjoy digital life. Bye.